Hey there guys, Rayan, Riath and Yahya here from tabletopminis.com and welcome to another Age of Sigmar battle report. So this is going to be another one of our Dreadhold battle reports, and we're working through the battle tome, and we're now on to scenario 3, which is Fortresses of Death. So this should be a really cool, interesting mechanics type of scenario. Let's show you the armies and then we'll get started. So here we've got the High Elf army, and this is around about 1200 points from SDK. So this is the first time that we've used SDK to balance the armies, and a really simple thing to do. I'll put a link in the video description below if you want to go and check it out yourself, where you can just easily pick what units you're using, and then it gives you a total just to get some rough balance into the lists. So this is 1200 points, and it's led by Prince Tyrion on Malhandir. And then units, we have 10 Swordmasters of Hoth with full command. We have 20 Archers with full command. We have 8 Silver Helms with full command. And then we have a High Elf Repeater Bolt Thrower. We have 2 Great Eagles. And we have a Lion Chariot. So that's 1200 points SDK of High Elves.
Okay, and here we have the Dwarf army led by Belgar Ironhammer. We've got a Jarrow Bomber, we've got Grimberlocks in there, an Organ Gun, a Dwarf Cannon and a Grudge Thrower. We have 20 Warriors here with full command, 10 Hammers here with full command, and 10 Longbeards with full command, and that is the Dwarf army.
Okay, so here we have the board set up, and if you notice there's 2 gaming mats that we have down here. This is to represent 2 different realms separated by that Realmgate in the middle. So the 2 armies, they're trapped within a pair of mystical fortresses linked by the Realmgate, where they're being forced to fight a vicious drawn-out battle, and the only way to earn victory is to gain sole control of the field of battle. So we have one army on one side and the other on the other side on the Malefic Gates here, and we're basically going to fight through this Realm Gate to see who's victorious. And the victory conditions is just wipe out the other army completely, and there's no battle shocks to be made at all in this battle plan. And standard bearers, instead of giving bravery bonuses, they allow you to reroll one failed save roll. So that should be quite interesting. We've rolled up scenery. We've got Damned, Deadly, Damned and Arcane, and over here we've got Inspiring, and Sinister. So we'll next roll to see who decides which side to deploy on. Okay, so let's roll to see who picks which side to deploy on. So Yahya here rolling for the dwarf, a 6, and a 1 for the elves. So there's my master roller there. I'm not doing so well this game. So which side do you want to take, dwarfs?
I'll take that side.
Okay, so the dwarfs to start here and the elves to start in this realm. So now it is for the dwarfs to start, it's for the elves to place their first unit, and then we alternate, and whoever finishes setting up first chooses the first turn. So we'll come back after all the models have been set. So here the armies have been set up, and the High Elves finished deployment first, so they get to choose who starts the first turn. So on the dwarf side here, everybody has to be more than 6 inches away from enemy territory. So we've got the Gyrocopter, we have Grimberloxen in the middle and some Hammers, and then some Longbeards up front, a big unit of Warriors at the back, and the usual dwarf trio of Cannon, Organ Gun and Rocklobber or Grudge Thrower, and Grimberloxen in there. Then on the other side over here, we have got the Eagles at the edges. We've got Silver Helms in the middle with the Swordmasters, and Prince Tyrion and the Lion Chariot. And then manning the barricades here, or the battlements, we have a Repeater Bolt Thrower and a unit of 20 Archers. So hopefully they can hold out on that side. So we're into turn 1. And High Elves to choose, so I think I will choose to go first. So start at the hero phase, and because nobody takes battle shocks in this battle plan at all, there's no point in using Inspiring Presence or his command ability Defender of Ulthuan, so nothing to do there, and I don't have any mages or wizards, so nothing else to do in the hero phase, so we're straight into movement. And now I'm going to move. You can move straight through the enemy realm gate with no movement impairment, but you have to use the realm gate to get onto the other side of the board. So I'm going to start. I'm going to move Tyrion 12, which will take him up to here. And he's gone through the realm gate into the dwarven realm here, and my lion chariot, he's going to move up 9, which will take him just to here. And now the silver helms are going to come and try and move through the realm gate, so they've got to move 12, which will take them just up to here. So we've got a bit of a bottleneck here at the realm gate. Everybody's trying to crash their way through. So the realm gate's getting run over here. And now the eagles, with a move of 16 inches, they are going to, first one is going to come up here, just 3 inches away from the hammers, through the gate. And the next one is going to come out just here, 3 inches in front of the longbeards. And my sword masters are just going to stay where they are in the ruins there, and my archers in the fort here, so I'm going to keep a little bit on defense if things go a bit Pete Tong up front. So we're into shooting now, and my Tyrion is going to shoot his Sunfang at the dwarf hammers over here. So that's 6 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s, so that is 5 hits, wounding on 4s. That is 3 wounds, and there's no rend here, so 4+ save for the hammers. Oh, lucky hammers, and they all escape it. So damn. And we're into the charge phase now. So we're going to start with Tyrion. He's going to charge Belegar. So this is Warlord versus Warlord. Need a 6 or more here. Come on. Oh no, and a 4.
Unlucky.
That is terrible. Terrible. Next, this eagle is going to charge the hammers, so we're needing a 3 or more here, which we make on 9. So in he goes. And now the silver helms are charging the hammers, so we're needing a 3 here, which we just make on a 3. So in they go. And in they all go. And now the lion chariot is going to charge the gyrocopter, so needing a 5 here, which we make on 9. So in he goes. And actually Tyrion's failed charge of 4 inches is enough to make it into combat with the longbeards here, so I'm just going to place him here 4 inches away. And the final eagle here is going to charge the longbeards, so needing 3 or more, which we make on 7. So in he goes. So into combat now, and I'm going to start with my silver helms here because I've got a feeling they're going to be taking a lot of damage from Belegar and them hammers. So we're going to pile in 3 inches, maximize attacks. So I'll just move him around here, get him in here, and move him over here, and him in here. So that is, and him. Just shuffle up a little bit. So that is 7 silver helms on the hammers, and they made the charge. So now the 7 silver helms here, that's 8 attacks because of the champion, and we're hitting on 4s, which is 4 hits. We are wounding on 3s because of the because we made the charge, and that is 3 wounds with no rend.
4+
so
save.
4+ save for the hammers. And that's
1 dead.
1 hammer dead. And now the horses, there's 2 attacks each, so that's 14 attacks, hitting on 4s. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Oh, that is terrible. How bad is that? Wounding on 5s. 1 wound with no rend, so 4+ save. And he makes it, so that was pretty terrible combat from the silver helms there. And now the dwarves have chose to attack with the longbeards next against Tyrion, so they're piling in here. Trying to get as many bases as they can around him. Okay, so the 7 longbeards here, that's 8 attacks, hitting on 3s. That is 4 hits, wounding on 4s.
Yep.
That is 2 wounds and 3+ save because the rend doesn't count because of dragon armor of Narion, rend of -1. And they both fail, so he's down to 4 wounds. And this last 2 longbeards here, they're going to attack the Grey Eagle. So hitting on 3s, both hit, wounding on 4s, and no wounds. So next, the High Elves are going to attack back with the Great Eagle here on the hammers. So that is 6 attacks. We're hitting on 4s here. 6 attacks because we charged. Pretty nice roll. That's 4 of them. Wounding on 3s. All of them wound.
Yep.
And no rend. So it's a 4 plus save. And 2 more of them dead. Not too bad. So now the Gyro Bomber is going to attack the Great Eagle here. So that is a D3 attacks, which is 1.
1, hitting on 5s.
Hitting on a 5, which it doesn't do, so nothing there. And next, Tyrion here is going to attack the Longbeards. So with his Sunfang, that's 6 attacks, hitting on 3s. Wow. 4 of them missed. Unbelievable. Wounding on 3s. 2 wounds with a -2 rend.
2 6 plus saves.
So 2 6 plus saves.
Box scars.
And they both fail, and that's a D3 damage each. So that's 2 D3 damage, which is 4 damage. So that's
4 dead.
4 of them are dead. And now Malhandir's Mighty Hooves. That is 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. 1 hit, wounding on 3s. It wounds, and no rend, so a 4 plus save. And he makes it, so just 4 of them dead there. Okay, so now the hammers are going to pile in, and I think the guy at the back's moving in towards the eagle. Okay, so the hammer's attacking the helms here, silver helms. That's 11 attacks, hitting on 3s.
That's going to be 9.
That's 8 hits.
8 hits.
Wounding on 3s.
So
there's 1, 2, 3. Wow, only 3 wounds.
Yeah.
And
-1 rend.
-1 rend, so it's a 5 plus save, and I can reroll 1s here for Elven Shields. So that is 2 wounds, and that's 1 silver helm dead. So 1 of them removed. And the 2 other hammers here next to the eagle. That's 4 attacks.
On 3s.
On 3s is
All hit.
4 hits. Wounding on 3s. Ooh, wow! Only 1 wound. So the eagle has a save of 6 plus, but -1 rend, so it's down to 3 wounds. And now the eagle here is going to attack the Longbeard. So because it charged, it's 6 attacks, hitting on 4s. That is 3 hits. We are wounding on 3s. 2 wounds and no rend, so 2 4 plus saves. And they both made, so no damage there. So now Belagar Ironhammer is going to attack the Silver Helms here. That's 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. Woohoo, only 1 hit.
So that's
wounding on 3, which he makes.
And that's -1 rend.
-1 rend, so there's a 5 plus save for the Silver Helms here. Oh, well, cocked, let's do that again. Which they don't make, so that's
D3 wounds.
D3 wounds, there's 2 wounds, so that's 1 Silver Helms removed.
And I will use
take the one at the back here.
I will use his Revenge Incarnate.
Okay, and he's going to use his Revenge Incarnate, which means he can attack a second time once per game. So that's that used up. So 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. And 3 hits, wounding on 3s. Oh, some terrible rolls here.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's a 5 plus save.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can save it. Which they do, so no wounds go through. That wasn't bad to just take 1 Silverhelm casualty there from 2 rounds with Belagar. And now the Lion Chariot here is going to attack the Gyro Bomber. So that's 4 attacks. Hitting on, this is with the axes, hitting on 3s. 3 hits, wounding on 3s. 3 wounds with -1 rend.
Okay, so it can be a 5 plus.
Okay, so 3 5 plus saves for the Gyro Bomber.
And 1 wound.
So he's down to 4 wounds. And now the Lion's Fangs and Claws. We get 8 attacks here because we made a charge. Wounding on 4s. Oh, sorry, hitting on 4s. Ouch! Talk about terrible. Wounding on 3s. 2 wounds with no rend.
Okay, so that's going to be 2 4 plus saves.
2 4 plus saves here. And 1 more wound, so 2 wounds, and he's Gyro Bomber's down to 3 wounds. So it's the end of combat now, and my Great Eagles, they're going to soar away. So at the end of the combat phase, they can move 3d6 inches, finishing more than 3 inches away from enemy. So that is 9 inches they can move. So I'm going to move this eagle. He's going to move 9 inches up to here. Just keep him 3 inches away. And the same with the eagle over there. We've got 3d6 inches, which is 14. So 14 inches. Let's try and
Got the wound counter there.
take him up the flank here, just to get near his artillery. Hopefully if I can get battle round 2 first, I can maybe get a charge on his artillery before they get around to shooting, but let's see. So that is the end of the combat. And there's no battle shock phase, no battle shock test to be made. So, well actually, no, it's not, but we're not into round 2 because you've not had your turn yet. So it's into turn 1 for the dwarf.
Okay, start of turn 1 for the dwarfs, the Duardin, and Belgar is going to use his Oath of Vengeance on the Silver Helms here. That means that any dispossessed unit from my army that attacks the Silver Helms gets 1 extra attack in the melee. Okay, and now into the movement phase. The dwarf warriors here is going to move up to within 3 inches of the great eagle over there. So I'm just going to move them up here. Okay, now into the shooting phase, the most interesting phase for the dwarves.
Can we skip this one?
And the gyro bomber here is going to shoot his clatter gun at Tyrion over here. That's going to be 4 attacks, hitting on 4s, and 3 hit, wounding on 3s, and that's 2 wounds. And it's a -1 rend, but Tyrion ignores rends
so
of a
3+
-1, so 3+ save.
Which makes both of
Both of, yeah, so nothing there. And next, Grimber Loxon is going to shoot his pistols at this Great Eagle here. It's going to be 2 attacks, hitting on 3s. They both hit, and wounding on 3s.
Ooh.
Oh, and nothing there. Now his Grudge Raker weapon's going to shoot at the Great Eagle, and that's going to be d6 attacks. 6 attacks, hitting on 3s. And that's 4 hits, wounding on 3s. And 3 wounds, and it's a -1 rend, so the Great Eagle is down to...
Single wound, 1 wound.
1 wound, yeah. Not looking good for the Great Eagle. Okay, and now the cannon is going to shoot the Great Eagle with 1 wound.
And he's going to perform a barrel roll.
Feels a bit of a waste shooting the Great Eagle with a cannon, but I need to get him down. So that's going to be 2 attacks because he's got 3 crew next to him, hitting on 4s, and 1 hit, okay, and wounding on 2s. Okay, and now since the engineer is next to the cannon, I can actually reroll that 1 miss to hit.
4+?
4+. Nothing. Okay, and next I am going to get that eagle whether it kills me or not. So that's going to be the organ gun there. It's going to shoot at the Great Eagle. So that's going to be three barrels I'm going to use. So I need a 3+. And I don't get it, but I can re-roll it because of the engineer.
Go on, Phil.
Come on. Yes, 6. Okay.
3 barrels.
Nice. 3 barrels on the eagle. Okay, so that's going to be 3d6 attacks. And, well,
8 attacks?
8 attacks, yeah.
That's
8
not bad.
attacks, hitting on 3s. Okay, and wounding on 3s. And yeah, the -1 rend, so that eagle is gone. And next, the Grudge Thrower is gonna throw his rocks at Tyrion because I've got a grudge on him, which means I can basically just re-roll to hits and to wounds. And so that's gonna be 2 attacks, hitting on 3s because there's 3 crew next to him. Wow. And lucky I can't re-roll that. Wow, that was a bad roll. And thank God for the reroll. And there's going to be wounding on 3s. Oh man, that is painful.
You can re-roll though, right?
Oh wait, yes, you're right. I can reroll to wounds as well. So that's going to be... Yes, it goes through.
Okay, so that is rend -2, so it's a 5+ save for Tyrion.
Yeah, yeah.
And he fails both of them.
Failed both of them.
So that is...
That is 6 damage.
So 6 damage, so he's 4 wounds.
Yep.
It has killed him, but
it would have killed him.
His Heart of Avalorn on a 2+, he comes back to full health.
Yeah.
And he does.
And he does on a
this is
4+.
Part of Aelfs gun. He's
So-
back full.
Yep. And into the charge phase now, and the warriors here are going to charge the Great Eagle, needing a 3. And they get it. So they're in combat with the Eagle. And now into the combat phase, I'm going to attack the Silver Helms with my hammers. So I'm just going to pile in. Like that. So that's going to be 22 attacks because they're attacking the Silver Helms and they have also Vengeance on them. Hitting on 3s. A lot of attacks here. And wow.
So just remove these ones.
Okay, and
Wounding on 3s.
wounding on 3s. And okay, so it's going to be
Okay, so now they've got a rend of
is that 9? 9, yeah.
8.
8, yeah. And rend of -1, so that's 5 plus. And
1 save.
1 save.
So that is it 1 damage?
Yes, it's 1 damage
Well, that's
each.
7 damage, so that's 3 of them dead.
3 Silver Helms dead.
And 1 down to 1 wound.
Okay, now his turn to attack back, and he's going to attack with
Tyrion's?
Tyrion on the Longbeards there. That's 6 attacks, hitting on 3s. Okay, that's 4 hits.
Wounding on 3s.
Wounding on 3s.
Oh,
Oof.
2 wounds.
2
and
wounds.
minus 2 rends, so that's a 6 plus save.
6 plus save. 1. So
D3 damage.
that's D3 damage, yeah. And cocked. And
2 damage.
2 damage,
two
so
of
that's
them dead.
2 Longbeards dead.
Now Malhandir has got 2 attacks. 4.
Okay, so the horse is attacking now.
4s.
Okay, they both
And
make it.
3s to wound.
And 3s to wound.
1 wound. with
1 wound.
No rend, so 4 plus
No
save.
rend, so 4 plus save. And oh, don't
One
get
more
it,
dead.
so 1 more dead. Okay, and now the Dwarf Warriors here are going to attack the Great Eagle. It's going to be 18 attacks, hitting on 4s. And 10 hits, wounding on 3s. That's going to be...
Enough to kill it.
yeah, because it's a -1 rend, so actually, yeah, the Great Eagle won't even get saved there, so that's the Great Eagle dead. Okay, so now he's going to attack with the Silver Helms on the hammers here. That's going to be 4 attacks with the lances, hitting on 4s. 3 of them hit, wounding on 4s. And 1 wound and
rend.
no rend, so that's going to be a 4 plus save for the hammers. And no, so that's 1 dead.
And now the horses.
And now the horses.
So 6 attacks.
6 attacks,
4s.
hitting on 4s.
1 hit.
1 hit,
Wounding on 5s. Which he does.
which he does, yeah.
4 plus save.
And that's going to be a 4 plus save. Which I don't make, so that's 1 more hammer dead. Okay, and now the Gyro Bomber is going to attack the White Lion Chariot with his rotor blades. That's going to be D3 attacks. That's going to be 1 attack, hitting on 5s, wounding on 4s. She wounds,
And 4
and
plus save.
that's, yeah, no rend, so it's 4 plus save. And he fails it.
Actually down to 5 wounds.
Chariot is down to 5 wounds.
Okay,
So now his White Lion Chariot is going to attack my Gyro Bomber. That's going to be 4 attacks,
Hitting on 3s.
hitting on 3s.
All hit.
All hit, yeah.
Wounding on 3s.
Wounding on 3s. And 3 wounds.
And -1 rend.
Minus
5
1 rend, so that's going to be 3 5 plus saves for the Gyro Bomber. And
One
so
wound, so
1 wound,
down to
so
2.
Gyro Bomber is down to 2 wounds.
And now the lion's fangs and claws is 4 attacks, hitting
Yep.
on 4s.
Lion's Fangs and Claws. 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. And 2 hits,
Wounding on 3s.
wounding on 3s.
2
Both wounds. So any rend?
Nope.
No rend, so that's 2 4 plus saves. And
Wow,
no,
he's
so
dead, 2
that's
wounds.
the Gyro Bomber gone. Okay, and now Belgar is going to pile in to the Silver Helms, and he's going to attack. It's going to be 5 attacks because of also Vengeance, hitting on 3s. And that's going to be 3 hits, wounding on 3s. 2 wounds, and so that's -1 rend.
Okay, so that's a 5+ save.
Save.
Neither.
And that's D3 damage each. So.
2
Ooh,
damage.
so 2 damage.
One's dead and one's down to 1 wound.
One's dead and one's down to 1 wound, yeah. And finally, the Longbeards are going to attack Tyrion. So we're going to do the champion first. That's going to be hitting on 4s, which he doesn't make. And the other 2, they're going to be hitting on 3s. They all hit, and wounding on 4s, which none of them do, so nothing there. Okay, and that is combat over, and there's no battle shocks to be made because in this scenario no one does battle shock. And into battle round 2, so we're going to roll now, see who starts.
Oh,
It's cocked. 3 and 3, so let's roll again. 2 and a 2, okay. 2
oh, come on!
and a 4, so dwarves start battle round 2. Nice. Okay, start of battle round 2 for the Duardins, hero phase, and Belgar is going to use Oath of Vengeance on Tyrion over there. So yeah, not looking good for him. And now into the movement phase, I'm going to run my dwarf warriors over there, and that's going to be 4 + 5, so that's 9 inches, so they're going to move up to here. Okay, and now into the shooting phase. Grimberloxen is going to shoot at the silver helms over here. That's going to be D6 attacks, 4 attacks, and hitting on 3s. 3 hits and wounding on 3s. 3 wounds, and that's going to be a -1 rend.
Okay, so 5+ save.
5+ saves. You can re-roll that, can't you, because of the shield?
Yep.
Yeah. And
that is 1 wound.
so that's just
1
one dead, yeah. Okay, so 1 left. Okay, and now the grudge thrower here, he's going to be shooting at Tyrion on his last 6 lives. 2 attacks, hitting on 3s. Okay, and wounding on 3s. Both wound, and that's -2 rend, so that's
5+ save. Oh,
wow, so that's going to be
6 damage.
6 damage, so that's actually
dead.
Tyrion dead.
Ouch.
Ooh,
Warlord slain.
nasty. Okay, and now the dwarf cannon is going to fire at the white lion chariot. It's going to be 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. But I can re-roll that because of the dwarf engineer. Both hit, now wounding on 2s. 1 wound, and that's going to be a -2 rend.
Okay, so that is 6+ save.
So I think that's a 6+ save, is it? Or is he normally a 5+?
Yeah, 6+ save.
Yeah, 6+ save.
But
And he doesn't make it, so that's going to be a D6 damage. 2 damage.
Down to 3.
Not so much done there, but it's alright. White Lion Chariot's down to 3 wounds. Okay, now the organ gun is going to fire at the White Lion Chariot. He's going to use 4 barrels, so let's see if it goes through. 4+. Doesn't, but I can re-roll that because of the engineer. And he makes it. That's going to be
4d6 attacks.
4d6 attacks. Oh, so that's
30.
13 attacks. Okay, so that's going to be 13 attacks, hitting on 3s. And it's going to be wounding on 3s. And wow, so that's only 3 wounds.
3 wounds, any rend?
-1 rend.
Okay, 5+ saves.
5+. Wow, that is a nice save, man.
Well done, Lions.
White Lions holding out. Okay, now the charge phase. Longbeards here are going to charge the White Lion Chariot, needing a 3. And they make it, so they are in. Now the warriors here are going to charge the White Lion Chariot, needing 8. And they fail at 7, so no luck for them. Now into the combat phase. The hammers here are going to pile in and attack the last remaining Silverhelm champion over here. Okay, so that's 11 attacks, hitting on 3s. And wounding on 3s.
4s.
3s.
Okay.
And okay, so
Rend?
that's -1 rend.
5 plus.
5 plus, yeah.
And that's
So
3 wounds.
3 wounds, so that is the last remaining Silverhelm dead. Okay, now the White Lion Chariot is going to attack the Longbeards. That's going to be 4 attacks with the axes.
3 plus.
3 plus to hit. And 2 hits.
Wounding on 3.
Wounding on 3s. And
Make it.
2 wounds. And any
5
rend?
plus. Yeah, -1.
-1 rend, so that's 5 plus save for the Longbeards. And
2 dead.
2 dead. So
And now the lions.
actually I'll keep him because he's my champion. So
Okay.
yeah.
And now the lions is 4 attacks.
Now the
Hitting on
lions,
4s.
4 attacks, hitting on 4s.
2 hits. Wounding on
2 hits.
3s.
Wounding on 3s.
1 wound. With
1
no
wound,
rend.
no rend, so 4 plus save. And he doesn't make it, so that's the last of the Longbeards dead. Okay, and that is the end of my turn, and start of turn 2 for the elves.
So turn 2 for the elves, and in the hero phase I don't have anything to do because I don't actually have any heroes left, surprisingly. So we are straight into movement, and my elf chariot is going to run. So let's see how far it goes. 2 plus 9 is 11 inches, so we're going to take him over to here, back into our own realm, a bit of a strategic retreat here, get away from the artillery. And I'm actually going to keep my guys where they are. They're not going to move, and I'm just sort of trying to get a bit defensive here, so I can't, nothing to shoot. I'm not going to make any charges, so that is going to be the end of my turn, and we're into battle round 3. So let's roll to see who gets battle round 3. That's 3 for the elves and 3 for the dwarves. 3 for the elves and 6 for the dwarves. So do you want to go next?
Yep.
Okay, so dwarves battle round 3.
Okay, start of turn 3 for the dwarves, and I'm not actually going to use any command ability at the moment. I actually can't use Oath of Vengeance because he's in another realm. So yeah, and into the movement, Belgar is going to move up 4 inches. Just to here. Now the hammers are going to move up 4 inches. So I'm just over here. The dwarf warriors, they're going to run 4 plus 5, so that's going to be 9 inches up to here. Okay, and now I'm going to move up all my artillery. They all move 4 inches, so they're all going to move up 4 inches just up to here.
You're entrenched at this when you...
Okay, now into the shooting phase, and I can't actually shoot anything because he's all of his armies in a different realm, so I'm gonna have to move my guys through the Realmgate before I can actually do anything to him. So yeah. Okay, now into the charge phase, and Belgar is going to try and charge the chariot through the Realmgate. He's needing a 5. And he makes it on a 5, so he is in
the realm.
In the realm. Okay, now the hammers are going to try and charge the White Lion Chariot. They're needing a 5. Oh no, a 4, sorry. And they get it, so they are in. Alright, let's move over here. And now Belgar is going to be attacking the White Lion Chariot. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. All hit, wounding on 3s. And 2 wounds, and that's a -1 rend.
5 plus save.
So it's 5 plus.
Both
and
make it.
wow, double 6s. That's a nice save. Okay, so the White Lions here are going to attack with their axes on the hammers. So that's 4 attacks, 3 plus to hit.
All hit.
All hit, and
wounding on 3s.
Wounding on 3s. And
2 wounds.
-2 wounds.
-1 rend.
-1 rend.
Plus save.
So 2 5 plus saves. And
2 dead.
okay, so that's 2 hammers dead. Okay, now the lions are going to attack the hammers, so that's 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. And 2 hits and wounding on 3s. And 1 wound, so no rend, so that's going to be a 4+ save for the hammers. And 6, so they are okay for now. Okay, now the hammers are going to attack back, and that's going to be 7 attacks, wounding on 3s. And well, a lot of 1s there. Oh no, hitting on 3s, sorry, yeah, but either way. 2 hits and wounding on 3s. And 1 wound, so that's -1 rend and 5+.
Okay, so it's down to 2 wounds.
This white lion chariot isn't dying like. So that's a combat phase over and into battle round 3 for the elves.
So we're into turn 3 for the elves, and there's nothing to do in the hero phase, so we're straight into movement. And my chariot here is going to retreat and it's going to run. So that's 9 plus 1, it's 10 inches. 10 inches, we'll take him up to around here. And also the sword masters, they are just going to move back. They've got a move of 6, so they're just going to shuffle back a little bit, try and get out of charge range next turn. So I'm coming out of cover to do that, but should be worth it. And my archers, they're going to dismount the battlements and move up a little bit here, get their bows within range of his hammers over there. Move them all out. There we go. So into the shooting, and the high elf archers here, they're going to shoot at the hammers, trying to finish off this last 3. So that's 20 shots, and we're hitting here on 3s because there's 20 models, and 2s for the Hawkeye, which is the green dice. So let's re-roll that one because it's slightly cocked. And that is that's 16 hits. We're wounding now on 4s. So that is 6 wounds with no rend. Okay. So 4+ saves. Need him to fill 3 here. 1, 2, yeah, nice. 3 failed, so that's the last. Hammers dead.
Hammers are gone.
So next, the repeater bolt thrower is going to shoot Ithelmar bolts at Belegar. So that is 2 attacks, hitting on 3s. Both hit. Wounding on 3s. 1 wound. And is -2 rend, so that is a 5+ save for Belegar, which he doesn't make, and a D3 damage. 1 damage.
1 damage,
so he's down to 4 wounds.
Yeah.
And that's the shooting over. And charge phase, I'm not going to do anything, and no battle shock, so we're into battle round 4. So let's roll to see who takes battle round 4. So for the elves, we've got a 3 and 6 for the dwarfs. So dwarfs to choose again, and dwarfs are going to go first.
Okay, start off dwarves, turn 4, and hero phase. I can't do anything because Belegar is in the other realm, and so into the movement, I'm going to move Belegar back through the Realmgate, 3 inches, just over here. And then I'm going to move my dwarf warriors up 4 inches, as close as they can get to the Realmgate. Okay, and now all of my war machines are going to move up 4 inches, getting closer to that Realmgate. That puts them just over here. And that's the end of my movement. And into the charge phase, shooting phase, and I can't shoot anything. No charges to be made, and no combat and no battle shock. So that is the end of dwarves turn 4 and into high elves turn 4.
Okay, so high elves turn 4, and we don't have anything to do in the hero phase, so we're straight into movement. And my sword masters, they're going to run forward here. So 6 inches plus 5, that's 11 inches. which will take them up to here. Now my chariot is going to run also, so that's 9 plus 2, that's 11 inches. So we'll bring the chariot to just over here. Now the archers, they're going to run forward also, so that is 6 plus 3, that's 9 inches. So they can come up to here. And that is end of movement, and there's no shooting to be made because all his guys are cowering over the other side of the Realmgate, waiting for his war machines to come and back them up. So there's no charges to be made, there's no battle shock, and it's into battle round 5. Yep. So let's see who starts battle round 5. And for the elves we have a 1 and a 5 for the dwarfs. So
dwarves to go first.
Dwarves
Start off dwarfs turn 5 and hero phase, and Belgar is not going to do anything. And into movement, I will just move them up a little bit, just so they're closer to within 3 inches of the enemy on the other side of the Realmgate. And next, the war machines are going to move up 4 inches. Okay, that's movement over, and no shooting to be made. And into charging now. So we've got Belgar over there. He's going to charge the Sword Masters, so it's going to be a 3 needed, and he makes it. So Belgar is in combat with the Sword Masters over here. Now the warriors are going to charge the Realmgate, needing a 4.
charge who?
The Sword Masters, yeah, the Sword Masters. And they get it on an 8, so they are in. And that's that. Okay, now into the crucial combat phase. Belgar is going to pile in and attack the Sword Masters over here. That's going to be 4 attacks, wounding on 3s, hitting on 3s, and 3 hit, and wounding on 3s, and 3 wounds, and that's going to be a -1 rend.
5 plus saves.
So 5 plus saves, and so 2 go through, so that's 2d3 damage. And wow,
5.
So that's 5 Sword Masters dead. Wow. That's a nice hit from Belgar. Okay, and now the Sword Masters are going to pile in towards Belgar. Okay, now the Sword Masters are going to attack back. These 3 here are going to attack the warriors, and these 2 here are going to attack Belgar. Okay, so for the 3 there attacking the warriors, that's going to be 7 attacks.
Hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s.
And I can reroll rolls of a 1.
You can reroll that 1 there.
So that is all of them hit.
All of them hit, yeah.
Wounding on 3s.
Wounding on 3s. And
that is 4 wounds. -1 rend.
-1 rend.
So 5 plus.
That's 4, 6 plus saves for the warriors. And 1 of them makes it, so 3 are dead. So just take these 3 from the back here. Okay, and now these 2 here attacking Belgar.
Hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s.
Oh, can we roll that 1?
Reroll the 1, yep.
So 2 hits.
2 hits.
Wounding on 3s.
Wounding on 3s.
1 wound.
1 wound.
-1 rend.
-1 rend, so that's a 4 plus save for Belgar. And he doesn't make it, so he's down to 3 wounds now. Okay, so the warriors are going to pile in now, so I'm going to move these guys towards the white lion chariot. And these guys are going to pile in towards the Sword Masters. Okay, so for the warriors attacking the white lion chariot, that's 6 attacks. Hitting on 4s. And wounding on 3s, yeah. And 1 wound. Okay, so that's a -1 rend.
5 plus.
5 plus.
She doesn't make
it.
To 2.
So the white lion chariot is down to 2 wounds. Now for the rest of the warriors, they're attacking the Sword Masters. That's going to be 11 attacks, and it's going to be hitting on 4s. And wounding on a 3. And wow, they all wound, and it's -1 rend. So
5 plus 6.
5 plus saves for the Swordmasters. And
4 dead.
4 dead. Wow, not looking good for the Swordmasters. So there's only the Swordmasters champion left there. Okay, now the White Lion Chariot is going to attack back on the Dwarf Warriors using his axes first.
3 plus.
3 plus to hit.
Okay.
4 attacks.
That's 3 hits.
And 3 hits.
Plus.
So 3 plus to wound. And 3 wounds. -1 rend. So that's going to be 6 plus for the doors.
Yeah.
And so that's 3 warriors dead. Okay.
Now the lions, 4 attacks.
Yeah.
Hitting on 4s.
Now the lions themselves, 4 attacks.
All
Hitting
hit.
on 4s. All hit, yep.
Wounding on 3s.
Wounding on 3s.
All
And
wound.
wow, all wound.
No rend.
No rend. So that's 5 plus saves for the warriors. And
Wow,
oh,
4 dead. Them axes ate you.
yeah. So that's 4.
Sorry, the lions ate you.
So that's 4 dwarf warriors dead. Okay, so that is going to be the end of combat and no battle shock for the scenario, and that's the end of dwarves round 5. Yeah, so
Round 5 for the elves.
round 5 for the elves now.
Okay, so turn 5 for the elves, and we don't have anything to do in the hero phase, and we aren't going to do anything in the movement phase either, so we're straight into shooting. And we're going to start by the elves here. The archers, they're going to use their once in a game ability called Storm of Arrows, so they can double their shots, and they're going to shoot at the dwarf warriors, try and do a bit of damage here. So there's all 20 of them, so that's 40 attacks. Okay, so the first 20 shots we're hitting here on 3s, 2s for the Hawkeye, which is a champion. And taking away all the 1s and 2s here. So that is 4, 8, 10, 14, 15 hits, and then the next 20. That is 20. So we had 4, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's 30 hits. Wounding on 4s here. So that is, oops. I guess 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10 wounds, and then another 10. And another 8, so that's 18 wounds with no rend. So that is a 5 plus save for the warriors here.
And okay, so we make
That's quite a lot saved actually.
4, 5, 6,
And this one, so that is how many wounds? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, wow, 10 wounds.
10 wounds, damn.
Which will wipe out the unit just.
Wow.
Nice shooting. That'll leave just Belgar standing there. Next, the repeater bolt thrower is going to fire Ithelmar bolts at Belgar. So that's 2 attacks. We're hitting on 3s here. 1 hit, wounding on 3s. Which we don't do, so both bolts just...
Unlucky.
Yep. Do another charge phase, and the chariot's going to charge Belgar, so we need a 4 more here. Ooh, we get a 3.
Wow.
That is horrendous. And the archers, they're going to charge Belgar as well. We're kind of last ditch effort here. Needing 5, and we get 7, so in they go. So into combat phase, and the archers are going to pile in 3 inches. So we'll kind of maximize attacks here. Okay, so the archers here, we have 14 attacks on Belgar, and we're hitting on 5s. Oh, come on, 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, 5 hits. And that wasn't actually too bad. Okay, so 5 hits, we're wounding on 5s. Okay, this is bad. 1 wound from 14 attacks, and there's no rend, so 3+ is it?
3+.
Aha! So he's down to 2 wounds.
Down to 2 wounds, yeah.
Now Belgar can attack back. Belgar's 4 attacks, hitting
on 3s.
On 3s. 3 hit, wounding
on 3s.
3s. 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
And archers have no save.
No save, so that's D3 damage.
2d3 damage, which is 4 dead.
4 dead, yeah.
So we'll just take 4 off here. And now my Swordmaster champion is going to pile in. And I'm going to attack Belgar here. So that is 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. All hit, wounding on 3s. 2 wounds and a -1 rend, so that's 2 4+ saves.
Yeah.
And 1.
So he's on 1 wound.
1 wound. And that brings an end to battle round 5. So we're into battle round 6, and let's see who starts. So for the dwarfs, they get 3, and the elves, come on, can we start a battle round? No, we can't. So it's the dirty dwarfs to go next.
Okay, dwarves turn 6 and into the hero phase, and Belgar is not going to be doing anything. Or actually, yes, he will. He'll cast his Oath of Vengeance on the Swordmaster over there. And now into the movement, I'm going to move all my war machines back 4 inches. So I kind of, you know,
Changing tactics.
yeah, changing tactics a little bit back. So yeah, all these guys are going to move back about 4 inches. We'll put them over here. And well, now we're into charge phase, and there is no charges to be made. Belgar is the only one in combat, and he's going to be attacking that Swordmaster over there. So that's going to be 5 attacks and hitting on 3s. And wounding on 3s. And that's going to be 3 wounds and -1 rend.
Okay, 5+ save.
5+ save and
1 wound. So he's
1 wound. So yeah, he's dead basically. Okay. And that is going
now it's
to
my archers attack back.
be, yeah, archers are going to attack back. They're going to pile in. Okay, so that's 15 attacks, hitting on 5s.
Okay. So
Okay.
that's 1, 2, wow, 3 hits.
3 hits,
Pretty
nice.
terrible. Okay,
And wounding on 5s. And
this
this
one's
one's cocked.
1
And
wound.
1 wound. Oh
No
man, I
rend.
better save this on a 3 or he's dead. And he makes it! Nice, Belgar there, sticking in there. And that is going to be the end of the combat phase and end of Dwarves turn 6. Now into Elves turn 6.
So elves turn 6, and I'm going to do nothing in the hero phase. In the movement phase, I'm just going to move him up to here. And then into the shooting phase, and my, movement still, I'm going to move my Bolt Thor. I'm going to move him 4 inches, so I'm going to bring him out of the keep, and I'm going to bring him just up to here. And now the Bolt Thor is going to fire Ithelmar bolts at Belgar, so that's hitting on 3s. Wow, and they both miss. Terrible. But the archers here, they can shoot, and there is, I mean, do I have left there? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 attacks, hitting on 4s. And we are wounding on 4s also. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 wounds on Belgar with no rend. So 6 wounds, no rend, so 3+ saves.
3+, come on.
Haha, and he's dead.
Belgar
Final wound
is
on
dead.
Belgar, and the Dwarven General slain. So just the artillery detachment left with the Grimberlocks in there.
Yep.
And we've got the archers Lion Chariot on 2 wounds and the Bolt Thors. So, ooh, getting tight here. So that brings an end to the High Elf turn. And I'm basically refusing to come through this realm gate, because if I go through that realm gate, I'm going to get creamed by the artillery, and with so little models and no heroes left, and my chariot on 2 wounds, it just isn't happening. I am not going through there.
And if I go through the realm gate with my artillery, the chariot, the archers, and the bolt thrower is going to cream me. So
yeah, so I think he's refusing to go through the realm gate, and I'm refusing. So we've actually
we're going to call it a draw.
Yeah, we're just going to call this a draw, because you know, this is a situation where I think if I go through, I'm definitely going to lose, and if he goes through, well, I think that he might have a chance with that many models in Grimberloxen,
but just one of them scenarios.
He isn't going to come through, because yeah. So we'll call it a draw, and let's get into a quick post match. Okay, so into the post match. Wow, standoff at the end. I've got to say, like, you know, things at the start went a little bit pear-shaped when. I think because I didn't get turn 2 to start with. Because you know
you were the first one to come through.
The strategy in this battle plan is really, you know, with that much artillery, if I come to you, I'm going to get creamed. So, you know, what I wanted to do was I wanted to charge in with my chariots and silver helms at turn 1, get a bit of impact damage.
And then were you hoping for turn 2?
And then on turn 2, what I was going to do is I was going to retreat everybody back through the gate. But you got the shooting and just creamed everybody. Tyrion, silver helms, everybody dead. So
and that dirge thrower with his grudge on Tyrion.
Yeah,
oh,
it's
so
a lot of damage.
It's so powerful.
Yeah, 6 damage. And then it was kind of cat and mouse from then onwards, isn't it? Trying to sort of play, you know, because my swordmasters and my archers and repeater bolt thrower here, I thought, well, I've got to bring the battle back into my side, otherwise no chance of me winning. And but you didn't really take the bait, did you?
I was hoping to move Belgar and the warriors and the artillery through in one go, but then you moved all your guys up to the realm gate, like basically blocking my artillery from coming through.
It would have still took your artillery a couple of turns. What I was hoping for there was that you bring your warriors and Belgar through, I cream them, and then, you know, we've got a massive conflict on this side of the realm gate, and then I take on your artillery by itself. But because I can't get a charge on them, I'd have to sit out a turn of your shooting, a minimum of a turn of your shooting, possibly two, and then you know, there's no way I would have survived that.
Artillery, man. What can you say?
4 barrels of the organ gun could easily take out my archers, and the lion chariot on 2 wounds. That I wasn't going to even chance it, but it was quite fun. I really enjoyed the battle plan. It was interesting having 2 different realms to play in
scenario
and go through it. Yeah,
bit of a funky one, but
that's one of my favorites so far, actually. I really enjoyed it, and it went on for quite a few turns as well, which was good. So I hope you guys liked the battle plan, liked the video. If you like our videos, please like and subscribe, or share on Facebook, YouTube, you know, Twitter, so on. Sharing really helps kind of, you know, get the videos out there and help with subscribers and stuff. And we've got a Patreon campaign. If you'd like to support us, you can do that. You can do that through Patreon. And also, we've got a giveaway on December the 26th. We're giving away £100 Forge World vouchers. So if you're interested in taking part in that, then just become a Patreon supporter, and there's a link below. And then we're doing a random raffle kind of a draw on Boxing Day and see who wins it. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.
See ya.